Okay, back after a long time of taking off. My name's Jabre. We opened up a dealership, an online retail dealership out here in California, in Irvine, Southern California, Orange County. So I'm popping back on here to answer some questions. I got some messages to make a video, and it's been a while since I posted or since we posted, so I'm gonna make one and get this going again. So I'm just gonna dive right into it. Right now we're in the office on a Sunday. It's pretty slow. I might have to leave for a sale. I'm not sure. We'll see the messages if they come in, but we'll go ahead and see. So let's go ahead and dive into just the first. I got a list of questions, right? Somebody messaged me and asked me for some questions to ask about a dealership or just about running a small car lot. Now we have an online retail car lot. It's not a big one, it's very small. We hold anywhere from about 5 to 8 cars, 4 cars, 3 cars at a time. We don't hold on to a lot. So that's typically how it goes for us. So I'm just gonna give my input on being a beginner car dealer out here in California and what we go through, the struggles that we go through, how it is, what to expect, what to prepare for, because there's a lot of stuff that I wasn't prepared for when I did this business. So yeah, we're just gonna dive in just like that. So first question, this is all pretty much from the same person though, but he wants some answers, so I feel pretty motivated to make this video. So number one, okay, so he has a question. When you guys established a business, did we keep getting inventory from marketplace, OfferUp, etc., finance the cars out? How long was it till you turned a profit? Number one, we don't finance cars. We're not a buy here, pay here store. Eventually, yeah, we will get into it, but we're not. We've never financed one single vehicle. Typically, the cars that we sell range anywhere from 10K and under, but about 95% of them go for 5K and under. Every now and then we have those ones that'll, like, you know, go for 10K, 8K, or we do a consignment sales where people will come bring their car and we sell it for them on the lot and do a consignment deal. But most of the time we just do straight up cash, 1-day deal. That's it. Buy here, pay here, I heard is very successful. Eventually, when we start growing the lot and we get bigger cars, we'll get into it and start doing them and grow that portfolio side of the business. But no, we do not do any of those. I've never dealt with repos. I've never dealt with people not paying. I've never dealt with any of that. So I like to keep the paperwork simple. I like to keep the sales simple. So the simplest way is a nice used car, straight up cash. Paperwork's easy, registration's easy, sale process easy. Get them in, get them out. Next thing. That was the first question. Next question is, how long was it till we started a profit? To be honest, we still haven't started a profit. And we've been in business now about a year and 3 months, 2 months, a year and 2 or 3 months. And the reason for that is when you're in California, when I'm giving out this advice here that people ask me for, when you're in California and you're doing this, you're not starting business for 8 months, 6 months. You're not going to do anything. The reason is because California has an insane, let me just focus on the camera, has an insane laws and legislation that you have to follow as a dealer in California. And the process of filing all the paperwork, the process of getting everything going, getting your office, if you're online retail, right? Getting your office, getting your licenses, getting your bonds, getting your insurances, getting your accounts. It's a long process. And the first 6 months, you're not legally allowed to sell anything until this process is complete. So we didn't turn any profit from the first 6 to 8 months, nothing. After that, we started, and still even then, we did not turn a profit. When you're starting a business, it depends where you're coming from too. So in our particular situation, we have no experience. None of the owners here have ever been in the field of automotive. We've never had a job in automotive. I've never had a career. We have not done anything in automotive before. So we're completely coming to this business inexperienced, ill-informed, and without the knowledge of anything. So we just started straight fresh. And one thing, now we were flipping cars before this on just the street level, individual, personal to personal, private party. But it is completely different when you're a dealer because you have more things to worry about. And one of those things that stopped us a lot from profiting was emissions. We never had a small cars when you sell on the private party. You don't have the small cars. I mean, legally, technically, you're supposed to, but people don't ask for that. But when you're a dealer, you have to smog every single car. You can sell them without it smog, but you're not following your legislation. Leaves you open to being in trouble or to just getting some fines, maybe revoking your license, whatever the case is. But emissions was definitely a big thing, and just understanding the vehicle. To be honest, if you go in this business, you want to know as much about mechanicals as you possibly can. That's gonna make or break you. To be honest, if we came in and I didn't know any of the mechanical stuff I did now, there is no way we would survive. We would not survive. We're just surviving right now. So there's no way we would survive. We would be dead very, very early. If you don't have any experience in mechanical, you better go get somebody, or else you're going to be buying frontline ready cars. As I like to call them, green lit cars. Auctions put lighting systems on their cars. So, and those, you got a super small profit margin, a super small barrier of profit. And it's then it's going to be expensive. It's just it doesn't even make sense financially or even to run a business off of. So your best bet when you're a used car dealer, which is, I'm sure I'm talking to most people who are used car dealers, is buying as is cars, red lit cars, red light cars, whatever you want to call them. That's going to help you make your profit, is knowing what the problems are, diagnosing what the problems are, troubleshooting what the problems are, fixing the car, getting it smog ready, and then selling. That's the best way to do it. And that's one of the reasons. Another reason why we didn't have been profiting is paperwork. Paperwork's really important. If you don't know how to register cars, if you don't know how to go to the DMV and file all your paperwork for each and every single sale, it's going to be you're going to lose money there too. You're going to lose money on the taxes, you're going to lose money on the DMV fees, you're going to lose money on not understanding when stuff's supposed to be turned in a timely fashion. You're going to lose stuff from all over the place. Number 3 is understanding, when you start this, it's almost like I don't know if you have previous entrepreneur experience in any other businesses, but this is I would say by far the most labor intensive or just involve intensive businesses I've been in. And there's a lot that you need to know and a lot you need to do to be profitable. And like I said, even to this day, some months we'll profit a couple grand, some months we won't profit anything, sometimes we'll break even, and sometimes we lose $2,000-$3,000 in a month. A good way to gauge is, you don't want to gauge when you're first starting out, you've never been in this business, you don't want to gauge your profits off rip every single month. You kind of want to look at it by year, or just look at it by learning experiences. To be honest, the first 2 to 5 years, I would just look at it straight up as learning the entire process. Unless you've been in this business before, I'm not the guy to talk to. I'm just a guy to help newcomers who want to start their own small car lot, whether that's on a real lot with only a small amount of cars, where you're a storefront, or if it's an internet only, online only car lot where you can do what we do, which is you have all the legitimate licensing to do it. You're in your specified area, which allows you to operate what you're doing there in that specific section, which is a commercial area, a multi-use commercial area. But yeah, that's where we're at when it comes to profit. So right now we're still not profiting. Some months we profit, some months we don't profit. Trust me, there's some people here who don't get paid. And there's going to be times like that. It's going to be hard, especially if you haven't, and if you don't have a team. But there's 3 owners here, so we have a team, and it's still hard, especially when you have no experience. But if you're just by yourself, you have no team, this is going to be fucking hard, really fucking hard. This guy next door who's a dealer just like us. He's in the office next door. He's by himself, and the struggles he goes through is what we do not go through. I'm telling you, if you do not have a team, if you do not have players on your side, it is going to be a really hard fucking business to start by yourself. So, quick notes. I'm going to try to dish out this video quick, though. But, next question. Give me some time here. Oh yeah, wholesale licensing. He asked if what was better to get, wholesale license or retail license. I think a wholesale license is a good idea, especially if you're by yourself. It gets you feet wet in the paperwork. It gets your feet wet on buying cars at the auction. Get your feet wet on everything. If you want to try that, do it. Just keep in mind, you can't sell to public. You have to sell to dealers. You have to sell at dealer auctions. I mean, I know people who are unethical dealers who sell to regular people, even with a wholesale license, but I wouldn't recommend that if you plan on staying in the business. If you just want to make a rat hole business and just bullshit and then move on to the next business or some other venture, you can do that. But hey, who's to say that's something won't come back and bite you? But I think it's a good route to go if you're by yourself. If you're getting your feet wet in the business, a wholesale license to start off with is a good way to go. And it's really not hard to get a wholesale license. And like I said, it's just a really good way to get your feet wet. When you're taking on a lot like this, so even a small one, I'm sure you're not coming with a bunch of money, unlimited money. So it's like, and you'll lose money in this business really fast. 1 year you'll lose a lot of money. And I can solidly say we probably lost 30 to 40K first year being in business. We probably lost $30 to $40,000. And we didn't come in with 30 to 40. We came in with only I think 10, 15 grand, and then worked our way up and then went back down, and then it's just a flip flop up and down. So yeah, that's a good way to go, I think, is going into the wholesaling. Let's talk about the dark side of the biz. He was asking repos. Like I said, I don't do repos. Cars malfunctioning on clients a week out and how we handled it. Customers not paying, angry customers. I've had this a couple times. Now, first thing is we sell as-is vehicles. We do not we offer warranties if they purchase them, but the type of cars, it depends on the type of cars you're trying to sell. The type of cars that we sell, and it range from $5,000 and under. And those cars are sold as is. They're sold said and done. Now, when you're selling those type of cars as a dealer, a used car dealer, you're required to offer a cancellation option, which you have to offer on all your vehicles, or have them sign declining that they don't want it. Most of the time, they decline it. They don't want to pay the extra. These people are already coming to pay it for a cheap ass car. When they come, they're gonna negotiate cheap. They're gonna bite nail. They're gonna do anything they can to get the cheapest deal. And the last thing they're trying to fucking buy is a cancellation option for more money, a warranty for more money, but doesn't say that it can't be done. We have sold a couple of cancellation options. People have bought them, and so I have a story where we sold, and these, like I said, these are only scenarios, right? Where they purchase a cancellation option. And if you don't know what that is, it's a 2-day cancellation option, which you have to offer on all your vehicles. And that goes for any used car that's valued at $40,000 or less. You have to offer this policy or have them sign to decline it. So when you talk about a week out, no, you know what I say? I do exactly what anybody else would do. A week out, you bought the car as is. It's your problem. It's not my problem. There's no way. I don't care if you're fucking Houdini. I don't care if you're Warren Buffett. I don't care who you are. If you're the fucking jigsaw of car mechanicals, there's no way that any dealer, any person is going to be able to tell you how long every single part on the car is going to last. Some are going to last longer than others. Some are not going to last at all. As far as specific parts on every car, every gasket, every sensor, every switch, every wiring, it's a whole conundrum. That's why in California law, there's a law that says it's as is unless you purchase the cancellation option, which I motivate people to do. I do tell people, purchase it. I would, and it's because it gets us paid too, because if they don't, I doubt, a lot of the cars don't go out in 2 days. But I do have a problem. I do have a situation like that. So I had a 2006 Mini Cooper. I'm in Irvine. Mini Coopers sell like fucking crazy. I had a 2006 Mini Cooper. It was the sport version, the S version. A young girl and her family came. They were buying it for her. I think it was her first car. A Mexican family. They all came. The mom, the dad, the two sisters. Everybody came in here in this office. The car was great. We loved the car, and we love Mini Coopers when they run good, you know. But we had a good running one, and of course we did some repairs to it. And Mini Coopers are really known for some hefty repairs. But of course we did some repairs to it. So we make the deal happen. They loved the car. They drove it. The convertible works. Everything. It was a beautiful car. Red. It was red on the outside, I think, and red interior. Like, it was crazy. And we were selling it for $5,000. They come. They love it. They drive it. They buy it. Okay, they buy it. And then when I ask her about the cancellation option, like I said, you have to offer on every single one. She says yes. She purchases it. Okay, so I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I can't qualify this as a sale until 2 days, you know, because 2 days is a 2-day cancellation. So she leaves. I kid you not. She leaves. Not even 15 minutes later. Not even 15 minutes later, right? We get a call. And she says that the car is smoking on the freeway. And we're talking on a Friday, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. It's traffic on the 55, 91. It's heavy traffic. She says it's smoking from under the hood and it's broken down. We're on the side of the freeway. What do you do? What do you do when you're hit with something like that? Yeah, well, number one, you got the perspective, right? You're an owner. You just gotta honor what you said. So, of course, I apologize. I'm on my way. That's all. You take action. Okay, don't think about it. Just take action. When you're forced to, like I said, if she would have called me a week later and told me this, I would have said it's your problem. It's your car. It's done. It's as is. It's as is. Unless you buy the warranty. Buy a warranty, and then of course I'll help you out all day. But if people don't want to buy warranty and want to be cheap, that's their problem. That's what they signed up for. So I go over there. We go over there. And I see them on the right side of the road. And I show up and yep, it's broken down. It's smoking. I open the hood and I look at the car and I'm like, whoa. You know, there's coolant everywhere. I'm like thinking the worst case scenario, it's a blown head gasket. But that's what you always think, you know, when things like this happen. I look at it and then I notice the coolant cap wasn't on the car, so it either exploded off or something. So I was like, what? That's weird. And I asked, hey, when you test drove the car, did you check the coolant? You know, maybe he forgot to put it on. He said, nope, didn't touch it. I said, okay, well, I didn't know what to do. I just said, you know, hey, I apologize. You did purchase a 2-day cancellation contract. I could pay you back. And if you don't know, even the 2-day cancellation option, even if they return it, you can still charge them for returning it. You're charging them for the purchase and you're charging them for the restocking fee. The purchase can be $75. Well, the whole thing total can't be more than $175. But how we do it, we do $75 to purchase, $100 to return. But lately I've reversed it to $100 purchase, $75 to return. So I told them, like, hey, you know, don't worry about it. Like, if you guys want to return it, you can. You know, or I can take a look at it. But if you want to return it, you can. I'll give you your money back. And I even gave them the cancellation purchase money back. I didn't even do that because it was 15 minutes later. They didn't even get down the street. So I returned all the money. I brought the money just in case, and I returned all the money right there on the side of the freeway. They said thank you and drove off. And I was stuck with the car. So crazy thing is that we go ahead and I just closed the cap and it cooled down by then a little bit. So I just drove it off the freeway onto a sidewalk. At the end of the day, what happened is that we forgot. We were doing a coolant refill in the car. I forgot. I'm pretty sure it was me. I forgot to put the coolant cap back on the car. Cooling systems typically are pressurized systems. So you got to have the coolant cap on it. And I think I forgot to put it on it, which when it started getting hot, probably started exploding, and exactly what happened. That day, I started working on it. I put coolant, I put the cap back on it, and I drove it around, and it drove perfectly. Cap just wasn't on it. I called the customers back. I explained what happened. I explained, hey, I just forgot to put the cap on. The car's great. It didn't work out. But crazy enough, the same day, don't let those discourage you, because the same day, that night, I sold the car again. I voided the transaction. I sold the car again. That lady has yet to contact us till this day. And she lived pretty far. She drove that motherfucker all the way back and made it back, and it was good. And it's been a good car. And there's gonna be times where those happen, where people are gonna call you out a week out. First things first, what does your paperwork look like? If you offer warranty, you fucking honor it. If you don't offer your warranty, if you sold that car as is on paper, you tell them it's as is. That's one thing you want to get to these people, especially when you're selling our kind of cars. If you're selling a certified used vehicle or any of those other higher end cars, which I don't do because you're at the mercy of the market, so I don't like to mess with those, you know, then yeah, you got to honor it. You got to just do what you can do, and whatever the case is, or however you plan to do it. But in my case, I didn't have to do that. And yeah, we do not do that. Every time somebody hits us up a week out, 2 weeks out, 3 months out, a month out, and tell us anything like that, you bought a used car with no warranty, no cancellation option. I offer all these during the sale. I say, hey, I'd recommend this, I'd recommend this. But granted, we don't sell super shitty cars. I do not sell bad engines, bad transmissions, not smogged. We make sure the AC works, heater works, engine transmission is good. There's no crazy leaks. If there are, we do fix them. If they're light leaks, I do inform the customer. Suspension problems, the same. I inform them as much as I can to my best of my ability. Anything else, I can't. No, you don't think about those type of things. It's a used car. That's why they call it used. So next question. That was a good one. I had another one actually. Oh, I have another one. I have one from a 2005 Honda Civic. Shittiest years, 2001 to 2005. I hate those Civics, but they sell for some reason. And they're shitty cars too. Blowing head gaskets all day, every day. I had one of those cars. A good one, a 2005 Honda Civic with like 130k miles. We sold it to a young girl again, another Mexican family, another young girl. She liked it until about 2 months. 2 months later, she left a review on our Facebook page. She says, I had the car for 2 months. And the radiator, it started smoking on the freeway. I take it to a mechanic, turns out it's a radiator. She said, do not go to this business, do not buy from these people. I wish I would have known the radiator was gonna break soon. I tried to negotiate the price in person. They did not take any negotiation. I do not recommend this place. Again, paperwork. Paperwork says it's as is, it's as is. 2 months later, I'm gonna fix your, no. Buy the warranty, I'll take care of it. No warranty, it's on you. It is on you. You buy a car, you're responsible for taking care of the car. And some of these people, especially in the cheap market, especially when you're in my kind of market, the cheap 5K under, some of these people, it's their last dollar. You know, at the end of the day, that's all you can get. You know, you got to prepare for it. But I will say this, coming to us would be the best option that you can go to than buying off private party on the street of Facebook Marketplace, which we do still sell on, but as buying from a private individual. Odds are, in California here, you're buying off OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, odds are you're not getting a smog. Odds are you're not gonna get a smog. You're not gonna get, you might get a fake title. You might get something tampered. You might get hidden DMV fees that you didn't know because somebody plopped fake tags on it and now it has 3 years, 4 years, 6 years back tags. You get a lot of guarantee when you come directly to us. So that's the whole reason behind it. So when you're in this cheap market, there's so many scams. There's so many. I've been through them all. We used to flip cars on the street all the time, and we've been through them. We've been at the receiving end, and we've been at the giving end. Not even good in front. And to be honest, it is a very sketchy place to buy a cheap 5K under car. So when it came to us providing the service we provide, to be honest, I feel like we're the best place you can go. Where you have the best odds. You're gonna deal with stuff that you should be dealing with, not stuff that you shouldn't be dealing with. So that's what it comes down when it comes to that. Here's another question. Let's see if we can find another one here. How do I set up a car lot with only one spot of parking? I've been looking for information over that. This is very unknown thing. You can open up a car lot, get a dealer's license, get a surety bond, go to dealer auctions, do dealer sales with one parking space. You can. Legally, everything. I've done it. And let's just show you, right? Let me just come to the office here. So we have all of our licenses in our office. Our office looks just like this. You can even see everything. Our licenses are all here, all of our public licenses. We have our dealer license, which is there. We have our business license there, our certificate of completion there. We have everything that we need to be able to operate as a dealer here. Now, when you're operating like this, you have to do a few things. Number one, you have to get a location. And this location has to be in a specific area that allows you to operate as a business. And you find that out with your zoning department in your city/county. I'm in Irvine, Orange County, Irvine. So I call Irvine zoning, Orange County zoning. I can't remember which one. But you're just gonna call the zoning department. You're looking for a zoning that's multi-use. That's what you're looking for. So there's a zoning map on the site. You look at that zoning map and it tells you which zoning areas are multi-use areas, multi-use business areas. This area qualifies for an online retail dealership with one parking spot. And all you need is one parking spot, an office that's in a multi-use zoning area. That's it. Everything else is the same exact way as you would if you were really opening on a real big dealer lot. So that's how that would work. And it's very cheap, and to be honest, a lot of people do it. I love it. There's no reason to go pay insane amounts of lease and rent at a storefront, street front, place where you're doing $30, $40, $8, $10,000 a month. Unless you're experienced, like I said, unless you've done this before. But when you're new, like me, when you're new, like a lot of people, when you haven't, when you're young, I wouldn't do that. I would go really cheap and just get your business model down. That's what I would do. So let's move on to the next question. And if you want more information on that, just ask me, more questions, and I could ask more questions on anything you have more. I can get into detail about everything that you need to know. As far as questions on anything that we have going on here on how to do anything. Okay, I think that might be it. I think we might be out of questions here. The last one he had told me was, he had asked me something personally. Okay, so he did say your vehicle range, right? Let me go ahead and acknowledge you directly. I think it's Elizondo, Donato. I don't know how to say your name, but you're selling 5 to 6K cars. That's what you want to sell. I would sell those as is. Do not put a warranty unless they purchase a warranty. And how we do it, I do it by car. My warranty is a general warranty, but I also have it specified. So I have cars that I do offer certain warranties are, and then I have cars that I don't offer certain warranties are. It really depends. On a Volvo, if I get a really cheap Volvo, I'm not offering a fucking warranty on a Volvo. It's a Volvo, especially in the 5-6K under range. No, that's the repair is gonna be insane. If you want a Volvo, you deal with it. But if I can get it cheap, I'll buy it and I'll sell it. It really depends. If I get a really good car that I really believe in, we just sold recently a Kia Spectra 5 hatchback, 2006. It was white. We got this car, and it was mechanically. I looked it over at the auction. It was insanely good. I would have offered warranted everything on that car. And we have warranties that range anywhere from as low as $350 or $250 all the way up to $1,500. So I would have offered, the lady who bought it, but she didn't want the warranty. Even when I offer them, they don't want the warranty. So that's what I always do. If you won't get any problems if you just offer these options up front when you're doing your sale. And if you and if they don't purchase them, they don't purchase them. You should have purchased them. And that's that, to be honest. So when you're selling 5-6K under cars, be very in your warranty. And it also depends on your pricing. If you're doing dealer, I don't sell dealer pricing. When I'm talking a 5-6K car, like I don't even sell it. I just sold a 2000 and like I said, 6 Kia Spectra. It had 100K miles on it. I sold it for $4,000. $4,000. Yeah, we sell really cheap cars. I do not sell at dealer price. I am extremely competitive with my pricing. we're so competitive, we compete with private sellers on Facebook Marketplace. Because I feel like there's a hole there. There's a gap of scamming, especially in California. I don't know how it's in other states, especially in Southern California. There is a huge epidemic in scams going on in private selling in the 5K under market. I'm coming in offering a guarantee of paperwork, tags, title, everything legitimate. Only thing you're worrying about is the normal things a used car would have to worry about. None of the extra stuff, no emissions tampering. So when you're doing 5K under car, also, like I said, it also depends on what you're pricing at. If you're competing with other dealers, I'm not the guy to help you. If you're competing with the private market because you're selling cheap cars, that's what I do. That's what we do here. So that's how we make a lot of sales going on here. We've tried competitive dealer prices. It's just, this market is just something else. And I don't want to be a victim of the market. If you go up Beach Boulevard here in Orange County, you're going to see some closed down dealership storefronts. If you go down any main street, main boulevard, Magnolia Street, you're going to see some closed down dealerships. We've been seeing it these past couple of weeks, past month. It's going to get like that. So us being here, we're surviving. And the main thing in this kind of market, and the main thing in this kind of time, especially when you're new, especially you have no experience in our situation, the best thing is surviving right now so that way you can thrive later. That's pretty much it. I have no more other questions. As far as the business, we're surviving. We're trying to thrive. We're trying to just learn the business, learn the paperwork, learn the vehicles. We just had to do our first catalytic converter replacement. I do not do engine replacements. I do not do transmission replacements, but eventually we will get into those. I realize about this business specifically is the more problems you can figure out at a very cheap price, the better success you're going to be in. If you can figure out the craziest of problems that go on cars, the craziest of situations that go on paperwork, and you know how to fix those, you'll be successful. So that's it. I appreciate all the questions. I'm going to try to do this every Sunday from now on. I got to stay more dedicated, no excuses. But I've been making excuses. So yeah, if anybody else too has any questions on being a startup dealer, I'm not experienced. I haven't been in the game for fucking years. Like I said, this is as new as it gets. We're as fresh bread as it gets. And if you have any questions on how it's going, on what to do, we've sold over 100 cars now. We've done tons and tons and tons of trials and tribulations. Trust me, I've bought all the cars with bad engines, bad transmissions, bad catalytic converters, bad everything. Almost every single problem we could have, we faced. So taxes, DMV problems, paperwork problems, there's all sorts of problems that you're gonna run into. So if you have any other questions, you let me know. Send me a DM. You can follow us at Black Star Auto Group on Instagram. Follow the YouTube, which we're gonna post on soon. You can follow me at JD_TDH on Instagram. We have 2 other owners here, so anytime, just let us know. Have a good one.